Surprise. Melody's Surprise. Melody's Surprise by Carol Shannon. The surprise. This was the first week Melody had been in her new house. How she loved living here. Melody looked forward to going from room to room because of the pretty wallpaper. Yet her favorite design was in her room. It was a little fluffy puppy pattern that went around the whole room. She would spend hours lying on her bedroom floor with her toys and stuffed animals all around her, dreaming about her dream puppy. Afterwards, she would awaken and put her things away neatly before her family got home. Yet on this day, while she was still dreaming, what do you think happened? Well, a small, tiny puppy had found his way into Melody's room. Boy, was he excited. Look at all the wonderful toys to play with. He started chewing on the doll's hair, then the arms, pulling and throwing clothes all over the room. Then, while Melody was still dreaming, what do you think he did? He started pulling on and tugging at Melody's braids. Just as she jumped to her feet, she heard a loud scream. Eee! It was her sister Shaniqua, standing in the doorway. As she looked around the room, there were toys and things all over the floor. Guess who had made the mess? Melody wanted the little pup. He was so cute. If she told on him, she thought she would not be able to keep him. Just then, two heads appeared. It was her mother and father. They were shocked to see the mess. What would Melody do? She thought for a while. She told her parents what happened. Her parents smiled at each other. They had such a good girl. Melody looked surprised. Why were they smiling? They were very proud of Melody for telling the truth. Her mother and father had bought the puppy for her earlier that day. They had left him with their next door neighbor to keep until later to surprise Melody. Somehow, the puppy had slipped out the door and found his way into the open front door of Melody's house. Do you know what Melody named her puppy? Rap. The end.
Why do I think I need you?
Okay, go ahead.
This book was composed with much respect to many sources of women who believe that men can or could be the main spectrum in their lives. The book will identify women's needs and their perceived need of a man. There are so many women all over the globe that seem to have their own theories on how to satisfy a man. How do women overcome the battle of finding Mr. Right? Well, ladies, let me express this to you. This person may never exist. Why not, you ask? Naturally, we are born on Earth for different reasons, and we are known scientifically as human beings. With that information, people, we are not made to be perfect. Theoretically, is there such thing as a perfect relationship? Or maybe it's just a myth in the minds of women and men who believe in perfection or even ownership through mental forces or sexual desires. When one evaluates various aspects of a relationship, is there ever ownership involved, even in midst of marriage or commitment? The book shows the parts that women play in a relationship. In addition, it identifies people's views, realities, concepts, and experiences in having a relationship. Certainly, there is a lot of different perspectives on the subject of relationship. Basically, it depends on a person's culture, maturity, religion, values, morals, and principles. All these factors mentioned above play a huge role in keeping the relationship strong and grounded. Another thing to consider is the current male shortage due to incarceration, homosexuality, premature death, and wars. With these percentages, if you didn't find Romeo or Juliet in your younger years, chances are during your mid-years you're going to run into problems and maybe even choosing to share. According to Human Rights Watch, statistics show a large racial disparity with black males incarcerated at a per capita rate 6 times greater than white males. Although the 11% being young black males ranging from the ages of 30 to 34 are found behind bars. According to Morals, over 2012, over 25% of Americans are gay or lesbian. Again, these types of statistics show the validity of the shortage of men. Although according to Kinsey, who stated that all human beings have gay tendencies, after reading his chart, the scale begins at 1 instead of 0. That in itself accounts for a huge size of the population. Personally, I'm not suggesting one should throw away possibilities of finding that special one. I'm just pointing it out. The older one gets, the harder it becomes to find that special person.
Okay. My inspiration came from my mother. She got sick. And one day I just happened to start writing. And as I was writing, I was like, wow, this can actually materialize into a book. So I just kept at it and kept at it. And this is what happened.
When you first started the book, like you said, when you first started writing, I should say, did you ever imagine to be here? I know you were, your writing is to reach out to others, but did you ever imagine you would be here in this position now?
I imagined that I was supposed to be somewhere.
Right.
It was just a matter of me researching and finding that. Sometimes things are not displayed in front of you.
Right.
Sometimes you have to be guided. God speaks to us unverbally. So sometimes things is not always said. It's just pushed.
Right. Because I know you have children's books as well, and books for women, but is it a general audience, or is it just, like as you say, in the moment of your writing, the character that you create in the mind, is that just the audience at that time you're trying to reach?
I'm trying to reach all ethnic groups. I'm not judgmental, prejudiced against anyone towards my readers. Two, on the other question, why do I think I need you is not just for women, it's for men too. Because in a relationship, it's not just woman. And I think a lot of times we women need to stand back in a relationship.
Good, very well said. We just gotta let y'all know where it is.
We all got need to write a book about that.
And we got a place. So we all need to stand and take our places.
Go ahead, Steve. Tell them. Don't back say.
Excuse me. Is this because of the way things are today, where we start to realize this, or you know what I'm saying? Where we
Well,
say,
growth comes with it.
Right.
Some people grow, some people never grow. So we can't. That's the thing about it, is we can't force anything upon anyone. If they're not willing to change, it's not going to happen. Or you're making a bad situation within itself, because you're forcing someone to be other than themselves.
Someone and said, you believe in redemption, and that's a part of the series you're going to have, series 1, series 2, and on. Mm-hmm. So is it that you're reflecting her journey and she's going through dark places in terms of the situation she's coming across in life, or is it more of like a emotional
when I mean down, it goes from one generation to the next generation, and it has to have a cycle where it has to break. It might take 4 or 5 generations before it even break. And that's what you're going to see in that book.
How did you come up with your covers for your book? The different pictures, and because I liked the other one there with the hands. That was very nice. Yeah.
I basically did research, and whatever I depicted in my brain, that's what I want to see. Because like I said, it has to have true meaning.
Right.
So. And like I said, when I've had a lot of support. I have had my family supporting me, which is awesome, because we don't all have that. And you're not just getting some flooded words in that book. You're getting research. You're getting group sessions that I've had with other people. So, and everybody always wants to enhance
The
the
resentment,
relationship.
or does it mean to forget about yourself? Or does it mean to do things you don't want to do? These examples may be the meaning of sacrificing. Reader, I know you are possibly thinking, how can you forget about your emotions and feelings and place them on the back burner? I say, easy. You will sacrifice only if it's for the good of the relationship. In your reality, that would define sacrificing. The poet Maya Angelou says it best. If we lose love and self-respect for each other, this is how we finally die. When a person is sacrificing, it means more than just saying they love you. It's followed by actions. Anyone can say I love you, but what do they really mean? They're just words, but to what extent would they go to show that love?
Make
Make sure you get a good side. Make sure you get a good side.
Just too much.
We all are very creative in our own way. You know, what gifts and talents that we're presented with. And I just applaud you for stepping out and, you know, using your gifts and talents and, you know, doing your homework, researching, and not afraid to step out as well. A lot of people have dreams, but some people are a little hesitant in taking chances or believing they can envision anything. That's why I actually do envision coming this far. And most of the time, if you have, it just take 1 or 2 steps, and you know, you'll have others to join in with you and support you, and then you will get to that point and that place in your life. So, congratulations to you. Continue, and I wish you much success as far as you can see this go.
Thank you.
I'll put my glasses on when you press stop. That's my glasses.
Is there anything anybody else would like to say?
No?
That's it.
I can't believe it. I got my family there. They like shut down. I don't understand that one. Never seen that one before.
I have an announcement. Oh, no, sorry. You got the camera. I have an announcement.
Stop.
I just posted that I'm at my cousin's book signing, and one of my dear longtime childhood friends just asked, what's the name of her book? I'll support. So, congratulations on what I was just congratulating y'all, because that's how it continues to grow.
Yeah.
So I will send to her every last one of the name of your books.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
And make sure you include that ISBN number.
Well, actually, I took a picture of that.
Oh,
I
okay.
actually took a picture of that because, okay, I'm about to tell my age. I've learned now that the technology is the best way for communication, get it out there. It's, you know, it's the one-on-one contact as well, but nowadays, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, I don't have none of that. I just have Facebook. I don't know how none of the other stuff, but that's how it circulates and it spreads. So, and I have a great group of friends, the circle that supports. With my dancing, they don't even come to a show, but they buy a ticket. That's all that matters, to keep it growing. Keep it
Oh, yeah.
going. So, again,
Definitely.
wish you much success.
Thank you, sister.
That's who said you support.
Okay.
Thanks very much. Have a great night.
Lucy, where you heading out to?
Okay, come on.
I'm not going back to Jersey now.
Time. This is your first time with this is your new book, right? How many books have you published so far?
4.
4?
Yeah.
How long did it take for the first one? No, the one that, Why Do I Think I Need You? How long did it take for you for that one?
Honestly speaking, it took me almost 2 years with that book.
2 years.
Correct.
Okay.
Because I did everything on my own.
And you said to make this book unique is that you could self-examine yourself, right?
Yes.
In what way?
In a lot of ways. Because there's so many different directions as far as building a relationship and some of the effects of why people do the things that they do.
Sometimes even we do this, sometimes we all don't get A's all the time, right? Sometimes we get A's, and then because sometimes we end up with new relationships too, right? Sometimes we have to start over again, right?
Well, this is not about AIDS, though.
No, relationship. About relationship, you said you rate yourself. How you rate yourself in the book?
Rate?
Rate. R-A-T-E. Rate yourself.
What you mean rate? There's no rating.
I mean, rate yourself, like your progress that you're making in the relationship book.
I give it a 400.
Okay.
I do.
Why?
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 Because there's a lot of truth in it. And that's what people want. They want truth, and they examine their own relationship. And they start to build. That's what that book is concerning. It's a self-help book.
Okay. The Joy of Santa, you have that up there too. Tell me a little about that one.
The Joy of Santa just tells you what Santa Claus does through the whole 12 months. And it has a song.
What does he do the whole 12 months? 11 months.
No. They still preparation even in the 12 months.
So he's still preparing, right?
Right.
So let's talk about life in general. You always have to prepare yourself in life.
Correct.
There's no such thing as that he just jumps out the chimney on the 25th.
Right.
He had it planned all year round,
He had
right?
it planned. You gotta have preparation. Who's taking the picture?
I'm your auntie.
Where Tracy at?
I'm your auntie too. Oh, that's your baby.
I would like to thank you very much.
No problem. No problem at all.
You're welcome.
Yes.
This is Lenny
Boy, now you know how I am. So you gotta,
from the book signing in Harlem
no.
for the LMS Extra Show.